So before that, I would like to request His Grace Satyadhana Prabhu to come forward because he served very closely with Jayapataka Maharaja in Mayapur and Calcutta. He has a lot of experiences and a lot of pastimes with him and Prabhupada in Mayapur and Calcutta. So, Satyadhana Prabhu, time is 3 minutes.
Yeah, I know. Hare Krishna. Certainly a pure devotee, the incarnation of compassion, sent by Lord Chaitanya for his preaching mission, there's no doubt. However, I'll leave that to everyone else, and I'll just tell one story, which is another side, not a dark side, but another side of Jayapataka Maharaj. In those early days, we had no electricity or running water. It was always dark. We had only kerosene lamps. We bathed from one chapakol. Whether it was Jayapataka, Bhavananda, anyone, they had to stand in queue before Mangal Arati and take bath from the chapakol, the hand pump. So we were always very afraid of dacoits, of the dark, of cobras in the rainy season. But there was one devotee. He was a tall black American, Rasa Parayana. He was like the in-house Kshatriya, very strong and big. He wasn't afraid of anything. He was only afraid of one thing. He was afraid of Jayapataka Maharaj. And I don't know if it's because Jayapataka Maharaj is from Milwaukee or what the reason is, but he would always tell us scary stories. You know, like all kinds. He was the only one that really spoke Bengali, so he would speak to all the villagers and get these strange stories. There was one story that there was some, like the abominable snowman, but this guy had 1 foot, and it was a chicken foot, and he would leave prints. So this Rasana Parayana, he was always very afraid at night because of all these stories Jayapataka was telling. One night we were up in Jayapataka's room, and I told him I have a couple rounds to chant. He said, no, sit, I'll tell you one story. And he told us about the jinns, J-I-N-N-S, jinns. They're not human beings. You can ask any villager, and they're ghostly type, haunting type entities. And he told us about the jinns, how they come in the night, and it was the night. And anyway, when the story was over, I was very much quite afraid, but I had a few rounds to chant. So where the long building is situated right now, I took a japa walk on a mud path. There was no building, no road. And I saw up in the sky, there was a shooting star. In those days, because there was no electricity, you could see it was like a planetarium of stars, bright, clear stars. And I saw a shooting star, and I followed it, and it was coming down. Oh, before I left Jayapataka's room, he told us about the jinns. He told me, Shatadana, and he smiled, he said, be careful on your japa walk. So I was out there, and that shooting star came down. It actually, this is a true story. It came down and down and down, and it came so low, I stopped in my tracks, and it hit the ground and exploded right in front of me. So I think the other side of Jayapataka Maharaj is that he has some mystic powers, which he's not telling us about. So aside from all the other qualities, we can add this one also. I was saying, I think that His Divine Grace has some mystical powers. So the motto, a motto means a saying. In Bengali, I don't know the word. But the motto is, don't mess with JPS. He's a very powerful guy.